Hi, it's Aminda and thank you for coming back to Peace of Mind. So tonight's topic, we're talking about keeping safe and talking to others. I think this is a really important topic because it's not just what we think keeping safe is, it also is about addressing our mental health and how we feel and keeping safe in our mental health. And talking to others is important too. We may not like to talk to other people about, things that we're feeling. We may not have a lot of people around us, but it's also good to know that there are, resources we can reach out to if we feel we need to share and talk to other people. So I hope you enjoy this video tonight. So I think we need to talk a bit about unhelpful thinking habits and how important we need to actually get out of this kind of habit of talking ourselves into things and in negative ways. Obviously, it's not an easy thing, but it's something that we need to work on. As you know, I've said I will read resources, hence why I have my glasses here. So over the years, we tend to get into unhelpful thinking habits. We might favour some over others, and there might be some that seem far too familiar. Once you can identify your unhelpful thinking styles, you can start to notice them. They very often occur just before and during distressing situations. Once you can notice them, then that can help you to challenge or distance yourself from those thoughts and see the situation in a different and more helpful way. So I guess it's about retraining our minds, because sometimes we can go into habits, especially the older we get. If we keep staying in this habit of thinking negative thoughts or unhelpful thoughts, it's very hard to kind of get out of that. You must know family members, relatives, maybe older members of your family or acquaintances that are very almost stubborn on the way they feel about things, and some of these thinking can be quite negative and not good ways to think. So we have to step back and really see the awareness and try and retrain our minds to understand that positive thinking is more important. So I guess it's like the mental filter. When we notice only what the filter allows or wants us to notice, and we dismiss anything that doesn't fit, like looking through dark blinkers or gloomy specks, or only catching the negative stuff in our kitchen strainers, for example, whilst anything more positive or realistic is dismissed. So it's about us trying to make sure that we try and think of more positive ways of thinking in certain situations. As you all must know, if you suffer from anxiety, this can be really, really difficult. And it's about finding the strategies and tools, which I'll mention in lots and lots of these videos, because anxiety is a big thing for a lot of people. Whether you suffer depression, whether you have any type of mental health, conditions, anxiety will come into play. Sometimes it might be minor, maybe it's really major anxiety which causes you for not being able to leave your house, and that's where we have to try and practice and find strategies that work for this. And another example of unhelpful thinking, and this is obviously something that affects our self-care and us looking after ourselves, is that memories. Current situation and events can trigger upsetting memories, leading us to believe that the danger is here and now, rather than in the past, causing us distress right now. This is something I can really relate to, because I get triggered with certain situations that might come up. Sometimes I'm not even aware that I am being triggered, and then it brings up stuff from the past. So it can be very unhelpful, me processing the situations I am in, and sometimes it does flare up that I think the situation is worse than it is. I'm sure many of you understand this way of thinking. Obviously, as I've said before, I have PTSD, so this is something that happens to me quite regularly. This is where awareness is really important, and building that awareness of what triggers you and how it makes you feel, so you can process that and understand that actually you are okay, you are safe, that maybe this situation feels worse because of something that's happened in your past. So I think that's really important when it comes to keeping safe, is that just remember that I look at it that that feeling, if it's an anxious feeling, it comes through and it passes out again. We all know that these feelings do. Sometimes they stay with us longer, but they do pass through, and we have to remember that, yes, we can get through this. We've done it before and we can do it again. So I've done some self-care tips. I've written 10 down that I think are quite important, and there's many, many more. And you can include these in your strategies, see if they resonate for you, practice them, see how you feel. But self-care is really important in keeping us safe. So one is taking 3 deep breaths, slow in, and instantly it may calm your mind. So that's just breathe in, breathe out, and again, breathe in, breathe out, and again, breathe in, breathe out. And just helps you ground yourself and remember that we're in the here and now, and what's happened before or what's happened recently is gone, and that we are safe. Another one is to stand up and stretch your arms over your head for a quick refresher. Drink some more water, because water is really good for you and it can rehydrate you. And sometimes when we're feeling really anxious or stressed, we can start to dehydrate and become dry in the mouth, and just take that nice cold or warm water, whatever you prefer, and rehydrate. And then another one is close your eyes and focus on the sensation of your breath for 1 minute. So just close your eyes and just breathe naturally and just focus on that. And just come back into the space of the now, and that you are okay. Send a quick message to a friend just to say hi, or acquaintance, and then they'll normally respond back. Just to check in, everyone knows that you're safe. Think of one thing you're truly grateful for today. I think gratitude, which will be a topic in the future, is really important. To notice that there are good things that happen in your day, even if they're small, and just to think about one thing every day you can that you're grateful for. Play a song that lifts you up. Now this is interesting, because a lot of us, when we're feeling down, or if we've broken up in a relationship, we listen to music. But what do we always go to? We go to those sad love songs, but really we should be going to something that makes us feel happy and feel good. So next time, you're feeling low, listen to some music, listen to your favorite song, something that actually makes you smile, dance around the room, and just get in that moment of feeling happy again. So just make sure you try and stay away from the sad songs. Look out the window and notice 5 things you can see. That's something we'll also be talking about, is the senses and how much the sensory works in stabilizing us. So look out your window and focus on 5 things that you can see, bringing you back to the here and now. Write down a positive affirmation and place it where you can see it. I've often done that with something I've read, and I've really thought, wow, that's really positive. I like that. And I've stuck it on my mirror, and every day I see it there. You can be more creative with that. You might want to put it into your wallet or your purse. And if you're out and you're feeling a little bit anxious, bring out that affirmation, whether it says, I am strong, I can do this, I've done this before. An affirmation is always really important. And then give yourself a compliment or something you did well today. And we do things well every day. Even if it's small, it's good. If it means you walking out that front door, you compliment yourself on that. Well done, give yourself that compliment. That was hard for you to do, and you did it. You went out there and you felt good afterwards. Just make sure you find something that you can compliment yourself on. So I know I mentioned it before about keeping safe, but it's very important that we do it, and talking to others. When I say talking to others, it's good to check in with people. Like I said before, maybe send them a text and say, hi, how you doing? Just so people know that you're okay, you're doing well. And if you can't do that, sometimes we need to remember that there are a lot of organisations out there that we can talk to. And to be honest with you, there's been times, which is one I am going to say, is the Samaritans. I've spoken to the Samaritans at times, and I found them really non-judgmental, just listened to me. I didn't know their face, and I was just able to open up. And I felt so much better after. I mean, once I called and I was crying on the phone, I felt less stressed. They were lovely on the other end. I can't say, anything bad about the Samaritans, because they've really helped me through some times just to be on the phone and for me to have a chat. There have been times in my life that I've been really alone, and I'm sure some of you understand this, and I had no option but to call a line. I could have sat there and really let my mental health deteriorate, but talking to them was a way for me to express and let it out, and I did really feel a lot better after. So if you haven't done this before and you ever feel yourself deteriorating, really just give it a go. And there's a lot out there. There's a few that I can mention now that I've written down. So for example, if you're living in the UK, anywhere else I'm not sure of numbers, but you probably will find there's Samaritans in places like Australia. There's St. Vincent de Paul. There's loads of charities that do this, and it's free, and the people on the line are there to basically listen. So in the UK, there's Samaritans on 116 123. They're a 24/7 mental health line. They're available 24 hours a day to provide confidential emotional support for people who are experiencing feelings of distress or despair, including those which may lead to harmful experiences. Then there's another one called Shout Text Line. So you can actually text this, and they're capital SHOUT to 85258. They're 24/7, they're free, confidential, anonymous text support service. You can just text them from wherever you are in the UK, let them know how you feel, and they just text back. Maybe some of you don't want to verbally talk. It's still communication, but it's through text. They've got, places that are like walk-in crisis services. They're all over the country. Some of them are called Staying Well. You can just walk in and chat to someone and sit down. All you have to do is Google it. There's a lot of resources online that you can also source. I don't work for any of these people. I'm just literally putting some crisis lines out there, because I think it's really, really important for us to know that there's numbers that we can call, and just make sure you keep yourself safe. Thank you for being here with me today, and I really hope I see you in the next video. If you made it through this video to the end, please comment this emoji. Thank you.